Hi guys, my name is Ben and welcome back to the Pride of Villa. Today we're going to be discussing about best 11s of Aston Villa. So we're going to be looking into the past, present, future and sort of going off track with Villa a bit. We're going to be going into my dream 11. So if you're about to enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment what you want to see and what you're looking forward to, and up the Villa with a bit of Pride of Villa. Just before we do get started, I just want to say the Pride of Villa has secured a sponsorship. We are proud to be partnered with Fatal Grips. They are working in the gaming accessories industry. So if you want the latest and innovative accessories for all your gaming hardware, whether this ranges from PlayStation skins to Nintendo Switch controller grips, be sure to use fatalgrips.com for your next purchases. If you use the code PRIDOFVILLA, so that's PRIDOFVILLA, Pride of Villa, you'll get 10% off your purchase, saving you a bit more money next time, and spend that on, who knows, could be a pint, could be a bit of ice cream, who knows? But just know you'll be saving money when you use Pride of Villa in your next purchase. So yeah, be sure to check out fatalgrips.com and let's get started. So to start off this video, we're going to be looking into the past 11 of Aston Villa. Now, this is a 11 team of, to me, the best players that we've seen across Villa in its history. You may agree with these, you may not disagree. Yeah, these are my opinions. I'm going to go into a little bit of these players. So please don't kill me if I don't talk about everybody. I just don't know enough about them, but I'm pretty sure I can give you some information about at least some of these players. So in honourable mentions, I'm just going to say we've got Peter Schmeichel, Martin Larsson, Alan Hutton, the Scottish Cafu. There is a reason he's in this team. I would have put him in the first team, but due to some outside opinions, it was better if I put him on the bench. But I do want to include him to the team just for the newer generation of Villa fans like myself. Alan Hutton is, he hasn't always been a great right back for us, but he has been good towards the end of his tenure. Gareth Barry, Dean Saunders, obviously. Juan Pablo Angel, I know he's one of my dad's favourite players. He's actually got a photograph with him, giving him a Man of the Match award, so obviously. And, I couldn't choose between Gabby Bonglahor, Dwight York, because they're both, I can't say solid players, because Gabby Bonglahor isn't really a solid player. But, the passion and pride that Gabby Bonglahor showed to this team by sticking with us throughout the years. But then it's Dwight York, we're talking about an infamous striker back in the day, not just for Villa, but mainly known for his Man United career playing under Alex Ferguson and with that team. But I wanted to include both of them, and yeah, those are my subs, shall we say? Subs, honourable mentions, that's a better word. So let's get started into this team. In goal, I have Nigel Spink. I don't really know a lot about him, unfortunately. Really, I should have been putting Peter Schmeichel in here, but for me, Nigel Spink was a bit more solid in his goalkeeper role and is, to me, reading through some of these stats, he's probably Aston Villa's best goalie that has been, part of the team. And left back, I've got Charlie Atkin, obviously Villa legend. Centre back, Olaf Melberg, from the 2006 era, I think, with Martin O'Neill. That's when I best remember him for. It was a real debate between him and Larsson, but I just think Melberg was a little bit more solid. I also think, for somebody like him to go, Birmingham City, who's that? That takes more balls, Even though Martin Larsson was a bit more of a identified and well-established centre-half, and his career, I don't think lasted as long as Villa, but Melberg for me stands out so much more. And playing alongside him, we've got Paul McGrath. Obviously, massive Villa legend he is. He's been around for a long time. One of the best players we've seen grace the shirt, grace the claret and blue colours. So it was a no-brainer to put him. And then on the right back, I've got Kenny Swain. As we did just say, I would have put Alan Hutton in there. But I think, he hasn't been great all his career. And Kenny Swain, we're talking about a legend here. Another legend alongside Paul McGrath and Charlie Atkin. He deserves to be there. He was there in the original team in 1982. So, obviously, we need to put him there. So in the midfield role, I've got two midfielders. I should say, actually, I've got a 4-4-2 formation, but my wide midfielders are more attacking, so more sort of like wingers, but they're just behind these two strikers. But in the midfield, I've got Stilian Petrov. For me, this is just a personal choice. I know a lot of people will disagree with me on this one, but for me, Stilian Petrov is my favourite all-time Villa player. I just think he was really talented. I think he was really good with the ball. I remember, watching him with the goal at Everton. He's a really good piece of play there. Amazing finish there to get it in the bottom right-hand corner. I just love everything about Petrov. I know his cancer, really hampered his career. Essentially ended it. But I think had that not been, I think Petrov would have been massively in the game. And then alongside, I've got Dennis Mortimer, obviously lifted the cup in 1982 with the boys. Boys sounds so... doesn't sound right. Dennis Mortimer, he was there in the original team that won the Europa Cup. Who else do you include apart from him? Again, a solid midfielder at his time. I can't really go much into him because I haven't watched enough of him, unfortunately. But if you go around, definitely people will agree with me and say that Dennis Mortimer deserves to be in this best past 11. So on the wingers, I've got on the left, I've got Tony Morley. Again, another player in the 1982 team. Just a solid winger. And on the right, I've got Tony Daly with him. I was gonna... there were concerns for Ashley Young or James Milner in this team, or a few others, but to me, those were the two players that really stood out. My dad's been a lifelong Villa fan. He will know a lot more about this. So, sorry about that, guys. He will know a lot more about this team than I will. He'll know a lot more about these players than I will. But, I'm just going off of what I can remember, what I know of Villa, and these two are just really solid. From what I say, I have seen some clips of these players, and don't get me wrong, they are not, I'm not completely clueless about these players. I do know about these players, but unfortunately, I just can't give a bit more right now. But yeah, Tony Morley, Tony Daly. And then two strikers, for me, it's an obvious front two. On the right, we've got Brian Little, amazing striker, the Villa scene. Given the ball, he'd definitely score for you. He would definitely be, the attacking threat that every defensive line fears. And then on the left of him, Peter White. Someone put it in the comments below. I'll say that because I can't get it right. What do we say about Peter White? The infamous lines that every Villa fan will know. Oh, it's Peter White. It must be. And he was the guy that scored us the winner in 1982 against Bayern Munich to win that Europa Cup. Who else do you say? Who else could take his place? Benteke can't take his place. Bonga Hall can't take his place. John Carew, I love John Carew, but he can't take his place. It's Peter White, he is the goal scorer. He's the guy. He is honestly one of the best we've seen in the Villa shirt. As I said again, he scored the winning goal for us in the Europa Cup in 1982. He's just great. So just to recap there, we've got Nigel Spink in goal, Charlie Atkin on the left, we've got Melberg and Paul McGrath, so two centre-halves, and then Kevin Swain on the right. In the midfield, we've got Stilian Petrov and Dennis Mortimer. On the wide, we've got Tony Morley and Tony Daly. And then our two strikers, Peter White and Brian Little. I don't think this is a bad 11, actually. You look at the players here, and there is oozing with talent, from generations, from 30, 40 years ago to as recent as 2006, 2010. There is a lot of talent in this team. But obviously, this is just my opinions. We want to hear your opinions. So please leave it in the comments down below what you think should be changed about this team. Clearly you're going to have more information than I do. Clearly you're going to know a bit more than I do. But for me, this is just the team that I've seen, from what I've read, from what I know. This is the best past 11th team of Aston Villa. So yeah, let's move on to the present, shall we? So we're now looking into the present team of Aston Villa. Now this is for the current season that we're in, which is of this video, is 2019 to 2020 in the Premier League. This is my best 11s for the team. So the formation I've gone with is a 4-5-1. I chose this formation because I think it's a bit more attacking. I think the players that we have, it better suits to be an attacking team, considering a lot of these players are much better on the front foot rather than defensive. So in goal, I've got Nyland. Obviously, the Carabao Cup final performance. Generally, the Carabao Cup in general, I think, really changed his game around. He's really established himself as Villa's second goalkeeper. But to me, he should be starting every game. I know we brought in Pepe Reina. I know we've got Tom Heaton. I haven't been as convinced with Tom Heaton this season. I just don't think he's as good as people have made him out to be. And then I think Pepe Reina, whilst it was, a smart choice to make considering the injury that we've suffered with Heaton, I think Nyland's just been a bit more of a better, consistent performer than Reina has recently. But the back four, pretty simple for me. Matt Targett, Bjorn Engels, Tyrone Mings, and Freddie Gilbert. This should be a confirmed back four for us. Any Villa fan should agree with me on this one. Targett and Gilbert, two young, hungry, fast individuals on the wider fullback positions, mean they can provide the width and the runs for the wider midfield and provide crosses in for the striker that we've got. But Engels and Mings, I think we have been swapping around formations and players a lot this season, but I do believe that Engels and Mings are the perfect pairing. I remember looking back towards Tottenham away at the first game of the season, thinking these two were solid pairings. Not just defensively, but actually attackingly, they both can score. Mings can put in some goals from time to time. Remember Man United away, the 2-2 draw. We've got the assist to score, our first Premier League goal. That was dealt by John McGinn, but was assisted by Tyrone Mings from the long ball. And then Engels, most recently, at the 3-2 loss at home to Tottenham, he was scoring goals. He did make some mistakes, but for me, he did make up for it in his immense amount of talent in defence. So moving on from that, in the midfield, I've actually gone with a bit more of a central midfield in Douglas Luiz. And then alongside the two of him, on the right, I've got El Ghazi, and on the left, I've got Trezeguet. Now, a lot of people will feel that Hourihane should be in this team. And to be fair with you, I do agree with you. I do think Hourihane deserves the play time. But for me, if I had to choose both between the two of them, I'd say Douglas Luiz, just looking towards the future. The kid's got an immense amount of talent. We've seen it with the goals he's scored. I know he hasn't been as consistent as probably Hourihane could be, but for me, Hourihane doesn't have the standards to stay at the Premier League, which isn't to say he's bad. He could just turn it around somehow. He could get his place in the lineup in a recent game, but for me, Douglas Luiz is so more consistent. He can play attacking, he can play defensive, he can just sit in the middle and just really help either side. I just think he's a much better all-round talent than Hourihane. I've then got Trezeguet and El Ghazi on the wings, as we said. We don't really have any wingers. We don't have any really, wider midfielders. So it makes sense for Trezeguet and El Ghazi. You could argue Jota. I don't actually think Jota's that bad. I think he deserves a bit more credit than he's given. It's just the play time, and it just really hasn't been going for him, which is a shame. Because obviously, I'm pretty sure every Villa fan will agree with me. Pre-season, he looked like dynamite, but unfortunately, he just hasn't had the play time that El Ghazi and Trezeguet have had, and he hasn't fleshed himself out to the Premier League enough. So don't be surprised if we do see him go out on loan. As we've said in our transfer video, though, there is one player that needs to be brought in for me. That is Said Benrahma, because I really do think that he can boost the players around him. Make him a bit more hungry to be in that first team. Make him train a little bit harder on the pitch. But for now, I've got Trezeguet and El Ghazi. And then in front of him, I'm playing two attacking midfielders. I'm pretty sure you can guess who this is. On the left, we've got Grealish, and on the right, we've got McGinn. Two brilliant pairings. We already know what Grealish is like, but if you don't know, he is the glue of the team. He is the one that is holding together our chances at survival this year for the Premier League. Grealish he's just immense, full of talent. I think he's only 24, 25 years of age. Please don't correct me on that one. But the talent he has, you've got to look at the rumours that people are trying to sign him. You've got Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Man City, It goes on, so clearly he must be doing something right in the game, but he is the glue. He's the one that's creating the chances for Samatta. He's creating the chances for our wingers. he's really, you know, trying to push the team forward rather than focusing it on being a defensive team and sitting back and letting the opposition come in and try and score a goal on us. But, you know, Grealish is the backbench, he's the working force, and really we need to be keeping him this season. We need to do whatever we can, even if it means selling off some players so we can increase the wage bill. I don't care. We need to keep Grealish. Do I think he'll stay if we go down? No. You know, a player of his talent can't be stuck in the Championship. But all we can do is hope for that he stays in the Premier League. But then alongside we've got McGinn. Now, for me, McGinn has been the best signing not only we've seen in the past 2 seasons, but in the I want to say past 10 years, but in the past, yeah, let's gonna go for it. In the past 10 years, McGinn has been my best signing for that time. Immense, full of talent, you know, his heart and determination to win that ball back, to attack, to press on the defence, to create the chances, to score the goals. This guy has the talent. Let's not forget how much he came in for. Came in for 2.5 million from Hibernia, you know. Not a lot of people were probably expecting much from him, but he has shown how much of a talent he is. And again, if we do go down, I'd like to think that there's a good chance he could get snatched up by a big team. So it's vital we need to keep him as well. So at the striker wall, pretty obvious, Samatta. Again, we've already gone into how good he is. If you want to go check out our Aston Villa vs Man City match review, we do go into quite a bit of length about Samatta, about his goal, about his work rate, about his ethnicity, about everything. But, you know, it's obvious for me Samatta needs to play in there. We have got Louis Barry, we have got Keenan Davis on the bench. But there's no one like Samatta right now. He's in form for us. He's the perfect striker for me. He's what Wesley should have been when he originally came in. You know, he should have been holding, but be able to actually finish the chances he's given. He's supposed to take the food off his plate and put it away. No, it is exciting to think what we could have next season. Could we see a 4-4-2 with Ali Samatta and Wesley playing alongside each other? Who knows? That would be a great partnership. I'd love to see that. But yeah, Ali Samatta for me is the definitive striker in the team. He is the one that should be scoring the goals. He is the one that should be putting his head in the back of the net. So that's my best present 11. We're just going to go through it again. In goal, got Nyland. Back four is Target, Engels, Mings, Gilbert. Centre midfield, I've got Douglas Luiz. The 2 wider midfield, I've got Trezeguet and El Ghazi. As my 2 attacking midfielders, I've got Grealish and McGinn. And up front, I've got Samatta. This is a 4-5-1 formation, just so you know. So yeah, again, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I actually don't think that's a bad team. I think formation-wise, it's spot on. You know, I know Dean Smith loves to play the 4-3-3. But I think this works more. I think Grealish and McGinn as the 2 attacking midfielders, whilst, you know, Trezeguet and El Ghazi can sit back but still provide the chances for them. Letting them go forward is much better than the 4-3-3 for me, because I think it ends up becoming a bit too defensive, considering most of the times he's likely to bring on the camera, and I think that just slows down the game a bit and just doesn't really get back up to the tempo. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and yep. Let's move on to the Future 11. So looking into the Future 11 now, you're probably sitting there wondering, what's this? What's the Future 11? For me, this is the, you know, using the academy and under 23 players that we currently have at the club. This is for me the 11 that we could potentially be seeing in the future. Now, I am aware of time right now. This video has probably gone on a lot longer than it should have. So I'm not going to really go into much detail about a lot of these players, you know. Again, don't watch a lot of the under 23s. I don't really know much about these, so I couldn't really say to you, you know, who's going to stand out, who's going to be the next shining star for the future. But we can go into a little bit of detail about some of these. So in goal, we've got Matija Sarkic. I'm really sorry if I've slandered your name there. Yep, solid goalkeeper. He's most experienced goalkeeper we've got in the academy. Back four, I've got Dominic Revan, Callum Rowe, Mungo Bridge, Isaiah Graham. Don't know much about this. The only one I can say is Dominic Revan last season getting a few call-ups to be on the bench for some of the games and actually getting some minutes into the games. So he's got a bit of experience with the first team, and he's getting a bit more experience with the under-23s, playing a lot more consistently and regularly. So you never know, he could be one of those that we, see quicker rather than sooner. But the forward midfield, I've got Jack Birch, I think that's his name. Sorry if I've slandered you. Got Jacob Ramsey. He is currently on loan at MK Dons or Doncaster Rovers. Really sorry. Jacob Ramsey, solid player. Really, he is really exciting to watch. Actually, to be fair, again, another player who's had some minutes at the Championship, and looking forward to see what we can do in the future. Indian Vasilev, and then Philijan Bedance. I don't know Bedance. But let's go back onto Vasilev, actually. He's been somebody that's caught a lot of our eyes this season. Indian Vasilev. He comes from America. He has played some of the first games in the season. He has been with the first team. I think he's played in some of the Carabao Cup matches. But there was a brief period of time where Indian Vasilev playing in the first team, being in the first 11, was not actually one of the worst options we've seen. Considering at the point where we didn't have any strikers since Wesley was injured, and this was before the January transfer window, Vasilev brought something to this team that felt like we were missing from Wesley. He was just pure attacking. He wasn't trying to hold the ball. He wasn't trying to set it up for others to score rather than do it himself. Vasilev, only a young player, he's young and he's hungry. He's got the pace. He's got bags full of potential, and to see him in this under-23s team, and to see him actually being playing this season a lot more than he probably expects, it really does put a lot of hope and aspiration into him to succeed at this club and see him as being potentially a club legend. You never know. But keep your eyes on Indian Vasilev. Do not let him slip under the radar. And then the front two, I think this is pretty good front two. Now, I just want to give an honourable shout out to Keaton Davis. I know he is in the first team a lot as the sub. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to him, I think he is a good player. I do think there is something for him in the future. Right now, I think he needs more playtime, so I think he needs to go out on loan to the Championship. But he's definitely one for the future. But the front two I've got is Callum O'Hare. Obviously, he's tearing it up in League One with Coventry City, I think. I don't know again, unfortunately. But I think I saw a stat of this, and I think out of every loanee player that we've sent out, I think Callum O'Hare is probably one of the better ones that we've sent out. Probably the best, I think, because I think he's scoring a lot more goals that everybody else is scoring. Sorry about that, guys. Again, one for the future. His play time in the Championship he is one for the future again. And then we've got to talk about Louis Barry. Now, Louis Barry, this kid is definitely one for the future. He is a Villa fan at heart. Go back to his transfer. He said, he loved playing in Barcelona, but his heart always felt home to Aston. He always felt like this was the only place he could be, and he shows no disrespect to West Brom, but Villa was the bigger club. Louis Barry is, for me, not only heaps a mouthful of talent compared to a lot of these players in the squad. He's actually, for me, one of the players that we should be seeing in the first team that we see in the Premier League every week, ahead of Keaton Davis. Genuinely, this kid is obscene amounts of talent. You could probably go on to Aston Villa Swim whenever they're playing an under-23s game. He will probably be the kid that's scoring the goals. I think it was his first call-up this week on the under-23s, and he actually scored against Reading in that 3-1 loss against them. For me, Louis Barry is the package. He has got the pace, he's got the shooting, he's got the attacking mindset, he's got that traditional striker abilities and stereotyping features that you'd expect from a striker. So he really is one for the future. He's really someone that we should be keeping. I only came in for about, I think, $1 million. So he only just went to Barcelona the previous year. So it shows the club have got some clear big ideas for this kid. They clearly are thinking about the future of the club. So yeah, it's really exciting to see this kid. I definitely recommend that you keep your eyes on him. So we're just going to go over the formation again. This is 4-4-2. In goal, we've got Sarkic. Back four, Dominic Revan, Callum Rowe, Mungo Bridge, Isaiah Graham. The midfield four, we've got Jack Birch, Jacob Ramsey, India Vassilev, Philijan Benance. And then the front two, we've got Louis Barry and Callum O'Hare. If you do know a bit more about these younger players, please let us know in the comments. We do want to know a bit more about our academy, because I feel like me and Nathan are massively unaware of this team. You know, I'd probably say I've got a bit more understanding than Nathan, but you know, we're both pretty clueless. We're both a newer generation of Villa fans. So yeah, that's my team for the future. And yeah, leave your comments down below what you think you would improve to this team. And let's move on to my Dream 11. So finally, to round off this video, I'm going to finish on my Dream 11. This is completely un-Villa related. I just wanted to do this so you will probably know who are my favourite players in the world right now and the team that I would create. You know, if this was FIFA, my FIFA team's not like this, by the way. My FIFA team's just a standard Premier League team. But if I had the money in the world, all the potential, these are the players that I would be having in my team for my best 11. So the formation I've gone with is a 3-4-3. In goal, I've gone with Jan Oblak. Back three, I've gone with Vertonghen, Varane, and Chiellini. Then in the midfield, I've got Son in the left mid role. I could have played him up front, but for me, I think he's better suited on the left. I think he's better suited as a wider midfielder rather than a striker. You know, stepping away from this Dream 11 and going back into a Tottenham team. I think, you know, you've got Harry Kane's up front, him on the left with, who is on right, Lamella, Mora. Yeah, I think he's much better suited as a left midfielder, don't get me wrong. He can be a good striker. He is probably, for me, Tottenham's most influential player right now. I know he's injured, but he is crucial to Tottenham's success. In the midfield, I've got De Bruyne and Dybala. And on the right, I've got Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho recently blown up for the talent, destroying the Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund. Could he be coming to Manchester United? Could be coming to Chelsea? Who knows? Leave in the comments down below the team you think Jadon Sancho is going to be joining in the summer. But in the front three, it's pretty obvious to me. On the left, I've got Ronaldo. I don't prefer him as a striker. I just don't think it suits me to see him as a striker. I think he's more naturally gifted on the left. I think, you know, he's definitely got the legs for it. I just don't see him as a striker. I think he's better creating the chances and occasionally getting the goal. You got to look at Real Madrid at the first half of this season. They were looking a mess, you know, and it's a usual saying that, you know, one player doesn't dictate the success of a team, but clearly Ronaldo does. On the right, I've got Messi, obviously. For me, best player football has ever seen is better than Ronaldo, potentially better than Pele or Maradona. The kid's talent, you know. He's been around Barcelona for years. He's been a footballer for God knows how long. But every time you see him, he's just awe-inspiring. It's just breathtaking. There's just no one like him. There's no one will ever be like Messi. And then up front, obvious choice, isn't it? It is Gabby Agbonlahor. My guy, my true striker all the way. He's the only player that I think is determined to be that the striker in this Dream 11. He's massive. Back in 2008, 2009, tearing up the Premier League, proving why he deserves to be wearing that Villa shirt. I'm only joking, don't believe that. At my striker, I've got Kylian Mbappe. This kid is a talent. Just look at the money they're trying to persuade Mbappe to stay for. They're willing to sell Neymar off just to increase his wage bill. That just shows the amount of talent that Mbappe has. And let's not forget, he's only young. You know, he hasn't been playing football for a long time. He's not like Ronaldo and Messi. He's only been in the game for a shorter amount of time. So there's a massive future ahead of Kylian Mbappe. Whether he's going to go this season, I don't know. Could he be going to Liverpool? Could he not? Could he be staying at PSG? Could he go somewhere completely different? Could he be going to Real Madrid? Who knows? But for me, Kylian Mbappe is perfect for PSG. He's got the pace. He's got the shooting. He's a World Cup winner. He's a Ballon d'Or rated player. just solid. So we're going to go back to this team again. It's a 3-4-3. I've got Oblak, Vertonghen, Varane, Chiellini, Son, De Bruyne, Jadon Sancho, and Dybala. I've then got Ronaldo, Mbappe, and Messi. So that is my dream 11. I want to know your thoughts down below. Obviously, we're all going to have different opinions on this one. This is just for me. This is, I'd love to see the Villa show if Villa had the money for it. But, I think this is the best team that football has seen in this generation, in this time. So, yeah, that's just down to me. Alright guys, that's going to do it there for this video. I hope you actually enjoyed this. I wanted to give a bit more of a midweek video, considering all we've been doing recently is match reviews and match predictions. I wanted to come out with this. We did put a poll on this on our Twitter. Do check it out at pride_of_Villa. I wanted to create a bit more midweek videos so we're not always discussing about the matches upcoming. I wanted to, give you a bit more of me talking about other Villa stuff rather than just the matches. So do let us know if you did enjoy this video. Please leave in the comments what you think we should be doing next for the midweek videos. Be sure to stick around for the content. We do have Aston Villa versus Leicester on Monday the 9th of March 2020. We've already put up a match predictions. We're going to be doing match review. We're going to be doing instant match reactions. There will be a forfeit video in that match review. So if I get the predictions wrong, I'm probably going to be saying a word of your choosing on Twitter or on Instagram for 1 hour. Hopefully in the live stream, hopefully we'll be giving a bit more engagement. If Nathan gets it wrong, he will be doing the banana and Sprite challenge. I don't know what that is, but yeah, make sure you stick around for that. What else we got? Yeah, we've got the Leicester content. We will have Chelsea content. I only just realised we're playing that next Sunday as well. So make sure you stick around for that. And hopefully there will be another midweek video from either me or Nathan. So that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications bell so you never miss a video from here at the Pride of Villa. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out fatalgrips.com for the best gaming hardware accessories. Up the Villa with the Pride of Villa. See you later, guys.